Persons, I'm not the expert on this, but it has to do with individuals who come here legally, but they cannot have Medicaid for 5 years after they come here. Is that? So that's what the 5-year bar is. Those individuals would not be eligible for Medicaid because they have not passed the 5-year period. Okay, after we applied the take-up rate, we then added, and this is a pretty rough estimate, but 5,000 adults. These are persons who have private insurance, but whose income would be within the range that would be newly eligible, and so they could have Medicaid as secondary coverage, and we would pay their co-pays and deductibles. So there's some cost associated with that. That brings us to 66,000 children, 221,000 adults in 2010. We then applied 2.9% per year population growth rate, and that leads us to the numbers for 2014. 74,996. Those are that is the woodwork, or the initial woodwork effect. Those are the children that we believe will enroll, whether or not Virginia chooses to expand Medicaid. The 247,000 adults are the adults that we believe would enroll if there is an expansion. The 7,500 children is that's an additional woodwork effect. We assume if there were a Medicaid expansion, the attention associated with that would probably bring a few more children into Medicaid, and so we added a number there. And that comes to about 330,000.
Excuse me, Dr. Johnson.
Just very quickly on your 1, 2, 3, 4 point over the top, plus 0 and plus 5,000. You see that chart? You say individuals already with coverage, but and I've seen this in private practice a lot. People have Medicare and then they have Medicaid. Is that what you're talking about?
No, these are not. No, this is people with private insurance. People with Medicare, most of them are elderly. We're not looking at that population here. This is really people who have private coverage now. Maybe their income is 120% of poverty, so they're not Medicaid eligible now, but they have private coverage. If we had a Medicaid expansion, they could up to 130-some% of poverty, they could enroll. That individual can then have Medicaid as secondary payment. They still have private insurance that pays the bill, but if they have a copay or a deductible or a non-covered service, Medicaid would pay for that. We have some individuals now that fit into that category.
Mr. Chairman, if I may, very briefly, if you can afford insurance now, private, why would you get Medicaid?
Well, if their income is 120% of poverty and they have private insurance, if they can sign up for Medicaid to pay their co-pays and deductibles, I imagine some would. We have children now who are waiver recipients, whose family has income, but because they're on a waiver, they have Medicaid, and they have private insurance through their family, and we pay the co-pays and deductibles because they enroll in Medicaid. Slide.